A very good afternoon to all those who are connected with us today. I'm very happy to welcome you all to the 89th Continuing Medical Education event organized by the Faculty of Medicine, Bioscience and Nursing, Massa University. Let me introduce today's speaker to you. Today's speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Chin Zin Han. Prof. Chin did his undergraduation in biochemistry from University of Malaya in the year 2001, and he received his doctoral degree from the School of Pharmaceutical Sciences, University Science Malaysia, Penang. And his field of specialization for his PhD was drug metabolism. Prof. Chin started his academic career in the year 2005 as a lecturer, the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, UCSI University, in 2005, and he became the senior lecturer in 2009 in Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, UCSI. And in 2012, he was the head of postgraduate studies and research, come associate professor, the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences, UCSI University, Malaysia. Before he joined Massa University in 2015 as associate professor in the Department of Biochemistry, Faculty of Medicine, Bioscience and Nursing, Massa University. Prof. Chin's areas of research expertise includes drug metabolism, biochemical pharmacology, and toxicology. He's done various researches on the areas of drug metabolism, which includes interaction of modern drugs with natural products and evaluation on the factors that modifying drug metabolism based on pharmacokinetic aspects and molecular elucidation on the secondary messenger pathways in affecting the drug metabolism in hepatocytes. Prof. Chin has contributed in writing a lot of book chapters, and he does have over 40 publications in academic peer reviewed journals, which gives him a Google Scholar citation of 414 with an H index of 12. And he had been the principal investigator and member of several research grants that he worked throughout his academic career, and he has supervised a number of undergraduate, postgraduate students, and he is also currently supervising PhD and master students. And today, Prof. Chin is going to talk on discovery of natural products and Industry 4.0. I think without delay, I would request Prof. Chin to take over. Over to you, Prof. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon to all my colleagues and also all the participants who make time to come for this 89 CME webinar. So I would like to thank Dr. Tipa for the nice introductions, and also committee from the Faculty of Medicine, Bioscience and Nursing, Massa University, for giving me this opportunity to share the topic about the discovery of natural products and Industry 4.0. So this is the content of my presentation for today. So there are six items for these presentations. So I will start with the introduction of the industry, about the drug and natural product discovery and the industrial revolutions, because I noticed that there are not many papers or articles to talk about the development and discovery with industrial revolutions. So, and also the technology in natural product discovery and the four industrial revolutions, because you can see nowadays there are rapid changes and fast growing on the techniques and the discovery. So And number four, one of the important aspect in the four industrial relations or four IR is the data in the natural product discovery. So in this data discovery, we're talking about how do we share the data with all the natural product, also for using of the big data analysis for the natural product discovery. And number five, we'll talk about once you get the data, how do we integrate the data and the technologies into the natural product research. So the last one is on the way forward is for all the lecturers, teachers, and also move forward in line with the four industrial revolutions. The industrial revolutions. So this is the first industrial revolutions or first IR, which is begin with in the year 1970, 1760 to 1820. So this is the first IR. So in this first IR, it reflects the advances made through the introductions of mechanical productions by using the steam power engines. As you can see on the diagram on the right hand side in 1784, you can see the first power loom developed in this first IR by using the mechanical productions and the steam power engine. So this take in 20, that is the first IR. So subsequently, in the year 18 industrial revolutions, so in this 1870 to 1940, you can see it machine make. And you can see the distribution of the electrical power and also the telegraphic messaging railroad for the supply of the goods, and with the mass production for the marketplace. So in 70 and 18 by using the electrical power with the aim for the mass production with target at the lower cost. This is 1870, the first example line for the mass productions to fulfill the demand of the markets by using the electricity. Seven, 1947, and it grew very rapidly after 1969. So it includes the mass availability of electronics and IT in the form of digital, computer, data system, globalization of goods and the electronic services, rapid transportation of the system, electronics, which will also begin in the third industrial revolutions. And you have the partial automated there was the first programmable object controller under this. Earlier suggestions for the forthcoming industrial revolutions with reference to the impact of nanotechnology and its products. So fully automations, interconnectedness, and the smart devices. So all these will cause at home, at work, and at play. So the some of the contemporary technology, drones, artificial intelligence or AI, nanosystem, and the Internet of Things or IoT. So for today, we humans that include physical, digital, and biological. So until the latest fourth IR at the moment. So how do we conduct research? So this is what I will continue in the second part of my talk. So in this four industrial revolution, you can see here developments that is high speed our smartphone to do so many works through our internet. So the second technological development that is driven the fourth industrial revolution is artificial intelligence and automations. So here we need the fully automations running by the soft robotic system. And also it depends on the use is harvest and process has big data for the application purpose. And for us to store the data and help us to do the data management. So these are the summary of the technological development to drive these fourth industrial revolutions, which include the robotic, cloud technology, big data, integration of the data and the technology. In the second topic, we will look back at the drug discovery, the industrial revolutions. So when you look at the first industrial development during the first industrial revolution, you can see that was in early begin in the first IR, and they were based on the traditional methods. So at that time, they use a different part of the stem and the root for various purposes. It was an early effort to isolate the compounds from the natural products from the plants, either from the leaf, stem, or the root, in the form of the power sequence. They're mainly on the steam power. So there is an engine so that from there you can develop into the isolation of the compound through the crude extractions in the form of powder so that it can be kept for the longer time. So that is the first discovery during the first industrial revolutions that started to during the second industrial revolutions, you can see they started to focus on the structural associated chemistry and synthesis. So this is in the second industrial revolutions. So after the isolation in the plant extract, and they want to know what are the structures When we move on to the third industrial revolutions, you can see here they are getting more in advance in the drug and natural product discovery. So other than to know the structure now, they try to relate the chemical structure of the natural products to their biological activity. So they are trying to in vivo pharmacological testing with regard to the chemical compounds. And also they improve on the separations and the detection methods so that they can harvest plants. And also in the third industrial revolutions, they enhance the enzymes facilitated reactions. So from that time, they are using the biotechnological techniques to use the enzymes to speed up the biochemical reactions so that they can harvest more chemical compounds from the reactions. And also, as they know, the natural compound now they enhance to facilitate synthesis. Of course, later there also and in the same third industrial revolution, you can see they have developed the partial automated cell and enzyme space testing system by using the computer just the partial automated by using the computer software or the program automations. And at that time, they started to understand on the formation of the natural products at the enzymatic through the biochemical pathway, and also subsequently they start. So all these things take place during the third industrial revolutions, where you can see from the diagram here, starting from the phytochemical, the isolate, they analyze the structure, later they relate to the biological activity, and later they use the computer to analyze the structure of the compound to synthesize the synthetic compound, and they use a biotechnological product for the isolations and also to understand the synthesis of the compound. So when it comes to the fourth industrial revolutions, they use you can see like here, they emphasize on the artificial intelligence and the robotic system as you as a rule for the synthesis of the compound. So based on the initial data integration and also the input of the result from the existing system, you can use the AI learning to predict the effects on the certain test compound. So, and also you can see the development of the sensor, which will help to isolate and separate the natural products. And also we have the new computing technology, for example, like the mass spec and the NMR, all this depends on the software and the computer. And here you can see in the form, or we call it as additive manufacturing. It means that you can synthesize the three-dimensional structure of the natural products. So this 3D printing play a very important role for the natural product development later. So also we have the advanced material and the nanomaterials for the packaging purpose. And if you look at among all these things, you can see here change and distributed technology also included into these four industries. See here, so the major concern of the patient or the consumer of the natural products nowadays is talking about the accessibility and transparency of the information of the know how do you harvest, how do you collect the natural products. So all these things will have to make accessible and transparent to the cultivation, transportation, and how you store, okay, and how you manufacture in the factory, and how you use the risk reductions. So all these things now, the patient or the consumer now, they want to see all these things by just one scan using the QR code. So this is what they want to see. So in this 4IR, the blockchain and the technology also part of the important development in the natural product from the farm to the products. So now I will move to the techniques and the technology in natural product discovery and the 4IR. So as you can see just now, the 3D printing, or they call the additive manufacturing, play a very important role in the natural product discovery. So you can see like here in this for the 3D printing, it's very important for the medical applications, because you can see here one application is to design and the processing of the natural materials. So this will make lead to the selective, highly reproducible formulation tax system. So this is a long process that involves so that you can test the natural products isolated or synthesized by using this custom system. A crude extract or in the single compounds in the multiple tissue module. For example, you can have the bioprinting of the tissue, bioprinting of the tissue and the organs to validate the bioassay of the natural product and to conduct a more tissue relevant drug discovery and toxicity study. So you can see here, you can use that for the dosage form designs. You also can use a personalized drug dosing based on the 3D printing. And one point about the good things about the 3D printing is that, as this is a synthetic concept, ethical considerations and regulations regarding the let's say today, if you want to do the research on the natural product by using the animal-based assay, we need to get animal ethical clearance. So it's a long process that involves 3D printing. If you develop the stable and 3D printing, so you can exclude from the ethical considerations, and you can use that to validate the bioassay to conduct the research relevant to the natural product discovery, and also as well as for the get a good result when you come to the animal study or even the human study. And another technique that always mentioned in the natural product discovery is the mass spectrophotometric imaging, or MSI. So in this MSI now, they're always talking about the result in the real time, and also the usage of the sample preparations. So this is very important, and also never forget about the NMR, has this technology moving very fast and a fast changing field, as we need to keep ourselves up to date. And the advantage now, they're moving to the real time, which means they can detect time. So this real time is very important for the natural product. For example, if you want to harvest from the plant, you have to know which time is the best time to harvest with the maximum yield. So with this help for the real time, actually from there you know when will be the best time for you to harvest the leaf, stem or root with the maximum yield. So from there you can save time in this IR. For IR, we always talk about the data sharing. So in this natural product discovery, there's one important aspect they call it has the molecular networking. So I would like to share with this natural products social molecular networking or GNPS. So this GNPS construct a community platform for the storage and analysis of the data. So GNPS is the web-based so that aims to open access knowledge based on the community. So there is annotated fragmentation mass spec data MSMS. So all the natural product researcher can register into this website information share by the natural product researcher. So from there you can identify and discover throughout the entire life cycle of the data, not only the data published, but also from the initial data acquisition, analyzed to the post-publications. So if you look at this website, it's a combined data set from the mass bank, respect, and also NIST. And this platform grew very fast to serve over 100 countries and over 18,000 natural products informations are available. The website is the link, so you can click on this. And if a natural product researcher, you'll find a lot of the information and also the knowledge we can harvest. But if you have a information so this we need to harvest the what they call the information and process it has a big data. So and the velocity. So imagine with regard to the natural databases cited in the literature at the present time, which contain various aspects of the natural product data. So every month, I think we have maybe few thousand up to the more than that publications from the research paper, and the volume is very huge and very fast. So for the variety purpose, we remember you can have the data not only in the structured form, it can be in the semi-structures and also from the research paper published in the journal. But how about those information directly from the reported in the guideline and the policy? So that also serve as an important information for the natural product discovery. And also we look at the velocity, is mean that the rate of at which the analyzed and correlated with the new data to generate a response. So I just show you one of the data analyzed in this form. Here is the botanical family. So all these things are the See it. Okay, so and this is the number of the natural products. So all these data are analyzed and processed in this form. So let's say today, if you are the natural product researcher and you are looking for this group of the natural compound. For example, you are targeting on flavonoids. So by using this data, you will know that the flavonoids compare with the others. So all these things are analyzed and the process data. So as a natural product researcher, if you get this information, you can save a lot of time and the resources, and directly you can get the plant that you want. So you can focus on which family and later look at the species fall under this family. So the fifth topic is talking about the integration of the data and the technology in natural product research. So we have a long name here. They call cyber eco ignore pharmacolomics. So when you look at this long term, it's an integration of multiple discipline. And this term, cyber eco ignore pharmacolomics, or of eco-pharmacognosy with multidiscipline and technology. So you can see here from the name, it can tell technologies are involved to promote the philosophy and the practices which engender a holistic, highly iterative approach to the natural product development. So in the next slide, I will show you what does it mean for each of the SIPO here. So if you look at this number one, the cyber is referred to it embraces all the aspects such as data security, artificial intelligence, robotics, computer aided synthesis, plant identifications, molecular networking pharmacology, remote sensing, and more comprehensive access to the natural product data set. That is the cyber. For the eco, they also consider the sustainability, include the environmental impact at each research and development stage in the initiative. So the environmental impact they put into the environmental impact as one of the considerations in the natural product research. And for the ignore, reflects the respect based on the analysis and prioritization of the data. It's an in silico, in vitro, in vivo determination of toxicity and biological activity in a conserved and sustainable manner. And the last one, or myths, and the genomics, particularly in the relation to the biosynthesis, and also the metabolomic of an extract has an identification, drug discovery, and quality control on the sustainable cultivations. So this is the big terms that include the integration of data and the top technology with multiple discipline in natural product research, cyber, eco, ignore, pharmacolomics. So if you look at this, like the term just now, you can see here is about the quintuple helixes. So if you look at, we are focusing on the triple helix. The triple helix is mainly focusing on the collaborations between the academia, in the government is a funding provider, and the research But later, we have expanded to the quadruple helix, which will include the public domains. Means that from here, you can see here now we are moving to natural environments. So many of the goals have a direct relationship to future of the natural product in 4IR, which including those like highlighted here is a sustainable economic growth and managing natural resources and as establishing global partnership. So the demand of the natural product will be going up as well. If there is no proper regulations on the usage of the natural resources for either for medication, food, or anything, that will also cause the environmental contamination, which will cause the climate change. So now they're included about the natural environment into this helix as well. Next, this will be the last one for the way forward. Natural product research in this 4IR has a higher education provider. One critical function of the academic now and will be more so in the future is to expose our students to more creative and multidisciplinary opportunity as an integral aspect natural products. So we need to have a creative a way to inculcate the student into the natural product research, and we must expose our student to the multidisciplinary opportunity. For example, like biotechnology, genetics, the artificial intelligence, robotic engineering, all these things are the important technology for that in the education system. The focus is on the development of the human capital and also the entrepreneurs who generate through the creative thought and the action and the research knowledge of the natural products. So I would like to share the knowledge does not drive the innovation. Artificial intelligence does. Information does. And as a natural product researcher particularly, as we explore into the some of the emerging technology of 4IR and their application to natural product, it's also important to be highly impactful, healthy, and climate change. So we have to remember that is our responsibility as a natural product researcher to consider about these two global factors. So before we draft our proposal to do the research, what is the previous research that is available? What information is available? Please take the information and process or analyze it. And also you ask yourself, what is the most economic and effective approach to conduct the research? It doesn't mean that the highest technology will be better. You have to ask which one is the most economic and how will that be funded. And lastly, don't forget what are the legal and regulatory constraints with respect to the conduct of the research. And now to offers that whatever normal was, it can no longer be, and we will never will return to the due to this COVID-19 pandemic. And through this COVID-19 pandemic crisis also, we have learned how we interact with each other through local and international meeting. We have to have the face-to-face meeting, but now you can see how to do the face-to-face meeting we interact. And this actually will help us to speed up our global engagement with the researcher, either from law online meetings. And the universal standard of research in the natural product integration of technologies across disciplines. So that is the thing that we must learn and adapt. This is the integration of the technology from the multiple discipline and the centralization of access to the natural product data. So when we have collected any data, we must share the information with the researcher all over the world. We have to put it up to the certain platform and we must share. This is very important. And lastly, you can see now is the era for us to apply a soft robotic system into the natural product as well. So these are the references that I use for this talk. Thanks to the Shanake Delhi, okay, and also the other researcher. You see, there are not many papers talking about natural products in the fourth industrial revolutions. So we can see here there are limited papers. So with that, we have come to the end of my presentations. Thank you very much. Thanks for your attentions. Now back to you, Dr. Deepa.
Thank you so much, Prof. Chin, for that very informative talk on the uh, drug discovery, the natural product discovery, and the way we are moving forward towards the Industrial Revolution 4.0 in natural product discovery. And you have mentioned about the new universal standards in moving forward in research in natural product discovery. Thank you for that. And I would request the participants to post your questions in the comment box to be addressed now. If you have any questions, please post it in the comment box. Prof, I just wanted to have a simple question. So, when you're talking about natural products, right? Like when you were
Yes.
talking about uh, the synthetic analogs of these natural products. So, you said about the ethical issues. We'll not have any ethical issues if you are having a synthetic construct of a natural product. Are you talking about the ethical issues when it is a direct construct of a natural product, or even if we have a variance, like if you have a modification of the natural product based on some in silico methods? Suppose if we are designing and predicting new peptides from the natural products, and if we are looking forward after your in silico
Yeah.
analysis, you want to
So
do an in vitro analysis, is it applicable there, or is it only a direct replica of the natural product?
yeah, for the ethical approval, as long as you are dealing with the living, for any test substance, you need to get the ethical approval, despite the natural products or the synthetic compounds. As long as you test using the living organism, you need to follow the rules and the regulations set by the ethical committee. So that is a must. So if we use the 3D printing in my slide, I mentioned that 3D printing actually can help you to exclude from that, and you can do a lot of the bioassay to further confirm, I mean to further support before you come to the actual animal testing. So the data that generated from the 3D printing using the system, you will get a better ideas how the natural product work on the actual system in future.
Thank you for
I
that
hope I
answer,
answer
Prof.
your questions.
Yeah, yes, Prof. Yes, 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 absolutely. So it will be moving forward in IR 4.0, it is mainly improving the processes or more into the computer assisted analysis part.
Yeah, I think that involve a lot of the aspect. Okay, more on the now the robotic and the artificial intelligence. For example, now if you use the artificial intelligence, it can help us to do a lot of the work by using the software and the program, so that we can have for example, if natural product, we can get a synthetic effect. And of course, if you have the biosensor, of course, the harvesting and the production will give us a better yield, the higher chances for us to get a good products. If you look at this, if not, then it will take a long time. At the end, you will get the result might not be promising if you don't have all these artificial intelligence or the robotic system.
So it is both, is it, Prof? More towards the computer assisted
Yes,
analysis part and also the process improvisation as such. Yeah. Prof, in your
yes.
opinion, what
Because
do you
for the
think is
natural
the
product research has, yeah, I mean,
please go
in the
ahead, Prof.
natural product research, we must never forget about what we have in the past. For example, if you look at the natural product, actually until now we are still doing the isolation of the single compound. And on top of that, with the technology and the database, it can help us to save a lot of time, especially if the researcher share with us some of the research where we get a negative result or not promising results. When you use the global natural product, what they call the molecular networking just now, you can get all this information so that the researcher will not repeat the same procedures. At the end, you get the same result. So from there, we should thanks to the previous researcher of the data share. So in my last slide, I always say that it should be the centralization of the database from the natural product research. We should share all the information with the researcher all over the world.
Thank you, Prof. And Prof, in your one last question, in your opinion, what do you think about the in silico analysis where we are looking at variations or variants from the natural product? Will that be more effective in terms of, when you get an in silico result, how far will it be applicable when you're doing an in vitro analysis? Is it the straight natural product or a variant of the peptide itself that we have derived?
Yeah. So when you do the in silico study, it's a computational methods. So this method is fast, easy, for you to get a preliminary data. But when you test into the animal model or the in vivo system, you only see the cell and cell interactions, the metrics involved in the animal model. For example, if you look at the pharmacological act, like those administration, metabolism, distribution, elimination, that could not be done using in silico study. The in silico study, for example, if you talk about the herb drug interactions, it's very useful for you to predict the binding of the compound to the certain targeting site in the enzymes. That is very good for us to have the proposal to further support the chances for us to get the positive results. But at the end, we still need to test using the animal model. That part we cannot escape.
Thank you so much, Prof. Thank you so much for your answers. And I would just like to quote that to Razak. I mean, he's just giving you a thanks for your very nice presentation, Prof. Chin. Okay. And another thank you message from Dr. Marjan. And yeah, I think that's all, Prof. We don't have any more questions. And thank you so much for giving us a talk today. And hope to have you in another CME event in the future. Thanks a lot, Prof. So thank you all of you, and I would like to thank each and every one of you who got connected with us today, and hope to see you all in the next CME event, which is scheduled on 20th of May 2022. Until then, all of you take care, and thanks again for attending the event today. Thank you all.